Somebody's keeping their eye on me, make sure I'm not up to any nonsense. Talking of nonsense, Isa's had a forewarning of this video. This is David Sanders, Reinkevola, whatever, that's because something's changed its name. Probably would have been Brassivola originally. It looks funny, it looks like it's had far too much light. You know, with all the purple, yeah? And one green. As I watered this yesterday, a leaf fell off. Now, as you know, when I water, I've got my feed bowl here, and I put some in here, water a few plants until that's gone, and then top it up. When I got to that plant yesterday, I just topped up. So effectively what was in there was what I'd mixed up in the first place. And irrespective of the feed, in fact it was MSU with CalMag. And the fact that I'd used CalMag and not the calcium nitrate seemed to stick in my mind and put some thoughts out. So I watered that and measured the pH of the runoff. Now my mix was at 6.4. That had gone down to 5.8 watering one plant. What would that water then do to the next mount and the mount after that? I think that this live moss, this one isn't too bad, some of it is actually still alive, but look at the state of the roots. These roots have gone, they're not working, and the plant isn't working. I would say it was dying. Now I might be able to save this, but first thing, as with the dendrobium, is get it off the mount. And you know why I think this is failing? I think this type of moss that I've used is just wrong. And it just effectively takes whatever water goes in it and drops the pH absolutely dramatically. Now think of the long-term effect on the plant. If you drop the pH down too low, some of your nutrients won't get in. And one of them that doesn't get in is magnesium. So that, combined with some of the others, is essential for photosynthesis, which is what keeps things green. So I think this plant is failing, and I think quite a few of my mounts are in the same boat. So I've now got a task. All of my mounts that are in this type of moss have got to come off. Now, the problem I've got is the Besgrow moss, or Beesgrow, however you say it, I haven't got much left. At the moment, I have no alternative until I get to Malvern, which is the middle of June. So I might just take them off the mount and just put them in a pot with small bark for now. Now that's quite a change to go from moss to small bark, but it would mean the pH would balance out and nutrients would start to go in the correct proportions, doing the job they're supposed to do, providing the roots still work in some shape or form. They don't have to be 100%, as long as nutrients are getting in to sort of recover the plant. So anyway, that's food for thought. That moss isn't working, and that was proof. One plant got watered and dropped the pH by 5 to 6 points. You know, decimal points, I mean. You know what I mean. And that's not what I wanted. I was watering at 6.4 for a reason, because I'd added CalMag. I wanted it to work and have a purpose. So it defeated the object, basically. You know, I just, well, I'm not put any in. So there we go, that's food for thought. Right, next food for thought. My box from Carol with all the plants in is on its way. It should arrive sometime today. Now, I will do an unboxing video and I'll film, you know, what the garden looks like after the plants have been put in. And when this box arrives, I'm not going to plant the plants immediately. I'm going to leave it until it cools down a bit later in the evening, or get up first thing in the morning and do it before it gets warm, because I need to have a chance to put those plants in and get them well watered. It's possible some of these might not take because of the temperatures we've got. We've got a week of sunshine here. you know, so I'll have to water them thoroughly every single day. Now at the moment I have to water my bonsai every single day anyway because of the small pots and the active growth. You know, that is a lot of growth for a pot that size. So, you know, it needs water every single day. So the hose is permanently attached and I have to water the bonsai. But the plants I planted before from Carol, they've taken okay now. They don't droop when I don't water in the morning. They're okay. Now I don't want to let them get totally dry, obviously, and with no rain that's what would happen if I didn't water. This gets afternoon sun, afternoon and early evening, mid-afternoon, not, you know, sort of midday sun, but it does get some sun. And with no rain that border's getting quite dry now. So anyway, so I shall do an unboxing video. I probably won't post that today, that will probably be tomorrow. I've still got some clips from Burnham's to put together, so the videos are backing up here at the moment. I mean, when I sort that out, I will film it, you know, and there's some of the other mounts that, you know, need doing as well. This is in exactly the same boat as Hercoglossum was in. It's been on that mount flipping ages, and it didn't bloom. And it hasn't grown any new growth this year. It only grew 2 last year. It's a failing plant. It's not working as it should do. It needs to come off that mount, give it a clean, and sort it out. Now, Lindleyi can go in a pot. You know, when you sort of read up the care for Lindleyi from various sources, quite a few people say it does well in a pot. You know, so yeah, you've got things like this. This hasn't been here long. And it's got new growths on it, but they're not growing. That moss is dead. This is just coming into growth, but it's not growing well. Never bloomed. The moss is dead. You know, this one. It's in the same boat. It's got that, what looks like a rock hard base to it. Now, that had 2 nice new growths on it a while back. Now it's only got 1. Limited time to deal with these. So, this one, however, the moss is still green and these kikis are growing. This has got a new growth here, you know, so this one hasn't failed. There's a new growth here. This one hasn't failed yet. It doesn't look good though. This one here grew 1 new growth and well, it finished off a new growth. It's done nothing since. This moss is dead. There's no activity. So we're going to have to get at things. And without the Bees Grow Moss, they've either got to go in a pot as a temporary measure and then perhaps go back on a mount, you know, either in the autumn or spring next year. But some of these are going to be lost if I don't get at them. Anyway, enough waffling. I think just had me breakfast. It's really early in the day at the moment. Now I do have a problem that I need to deal with. In Carol's email to say the box was on its way, she said she put 7 hours in getting those plants lifted and bagged up and put in the box, and then on top of that did a little bit more the next day at 6 o'clock in the morning. This is over and above. I don't, you know, I feel wrong now that somebody's put that amount of effort into getting me some plants for the garden. So somehow or other I will have to think up a reward. I'm working on it. Anyway, so there's a mountain of videos building up here, so I don't need any ideas from anybody. They're going to crawl out of the woodwork here one after the other. So I hope you enjoy them as they come up, and we'll see how we get on. But a lot of these mounts are now in a form of rescue. They really are. And you know, I need to do something. Doing nothing is not the best thing to do. When you can see a plant failing, you need to do something. Even if what you do is wrong, it would be better than doing nothing and just letting it fail. So that's the position we're in with some of these. And yeah, I haven't even got dressed yet this morning. But this one really came home yesterday when I checked the pH of the runoff. I thought, you know, and under normal circumstances, the next couple of plants would have had that same water used. You know, well, what if this plant had been 3rd or 4th down the line? That could have ended up with a pH less than 4. You know, with the drop that this moss applied to the water and the drop that previous mounts may have done. So I've got to get this sorted. I really have. Well, talking about it doesn't get it done, does it? Sorry about the fan noise. I forgot to switch it off. So it's early in the day. And I'll see you next time. I just wanted to show you this because this has snuck by. The Kaneko has come into bloom and started to grow. So this one got taken off a mount, put in a pot and has recovered. But look at those blooms, they are absolutely gorgeous. That colour is stunning. And they're a reasonable size, they're not large. Out of the cluster types, it's a medium-sized bloom. But the colour is very nice and delicate veining as well. So a good one. See you next time. Thanks for dropping by, listening to all my woes. Some of this is self-inflicted. I should have known better.